What's up people, you're watching CarTell.tv and I'm Jenny. Subscribe to the channel. So if we're completely honest, the old ASX was pretty average in most respects. The drive, the interior, the engine, the looks, it definitely didn't have what you'd call the X factor.
But there is one thing it did have, popularity, and that's primarily because it was a good, affordable option. ASX gave Mitsubishi huge sales success over the tough competition at the time.
Well, there must have been something they were getting right. Fast forward to now and it was time for a change as the previous generation ASX debuted nearly 10 years ago. But is it enough to take the average into the amazing? The car I have here is the 2020 Mitsubishi ASX in the Exceed trim, which is the top tier of the 5 that are available.
My first impression of the 2020 Mitsubishi ASX makes me think it's a modernization attempt.
Now, it's not the best looking of the bunch, but it's a big improvement on the last model.
The front looks pretty different. More angular headlights and grille design with large chrome details reflect the Triton we recently reviewed.
Albeit without the bull bar and obviously geared at a different market.
Okay, so in terms of the front, the new ASX is a lot different and a lot better than the old one.
However, the rear is not so new.
The bumper is different and the headlights have been revised.
The rear is still clearly an ASX, which is not great, but many rears on subcompact SUVs are pretty average these days, as you would know, because we whinge about them.
There are 2 engines on offer and they are both petrol. The lesser one is a 2-litre MPI unit with 110 kilowatts and 197 newton meters of torque. The second one is a 2.4-litre MPI with 123 kilowatts and 222 newton meters of torque.
Yes, neither of them is really sporty, and the 2.4 is familiar from the Outlander.
That's the American Outlander. We have slightly different engine in the Outlander here, as Amelia will be showing us in her review of it next. Both ASX engines are naturally aspirated, so even these not really remarkable numbers come high up in the rev range. For example, in order to get those torque figures, you need to rev up just past 4,000. The gearbox choices are either CVT or manual.
Manual is an option on the entry-level ES, while CVT is standard across the rest of the range.
Also, there's no longer an all-wheel drive version. All ASX models are now front-wheel drive. It's not really powerful or punchy. The CVT as well, it's a CVT. Front-wheel drive only, and the steering feedback is not really engaging. One thing that is really positive though is parking. I found the turning circle and the ease of mobility really handy in this car.
What most buyers are looking for is the engine smooth? Yes. Is acceleration seamless? Yes again. So again, this engine probably does suit most average buyers.
However, I have to say the ASX is falling behind the competitors here.
Every year there are more rivals entering the market.
I mean, I just reviewed the all-new Kia Seltos last week and it was a strong new entrant.
So I expect to see a little bit more modernisation, especially in terms of the drive.
The fuel consumption of both these cars is similar and not great for the class. Officially, the 2-litre with the CVT uses 7.6 litres and the 2.4 7.9 litres per 100 kilometres.
Let's face it, that's not great usage and it's thirstier than a lot of the competition out there.
So the engines are okay and pretty reliable. The CVT is, it's really the perfect choice for such a vehicle, and handling is what you would expect from a budget elevated vehicle.
Look, there's nothing inherently bad with the way it drives, but it just feels significantly outdated. And in a popular segment like this, it could be a downfall.
Remember how the rear of the new model is very similar to the old one? Well, things are even more familiar on the inside.
I mean, you really have to try hard to spot the differences between the old and the new model.
One of those features would be the 8-inch screen, which is an inch larger than the old one. It also looks a bit better and still has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
The Exceed gets sat-nav and a really cool sound system, which has one downside, but more on that later.
The overall interior design of the 2020 ASX is pretty much like the 2019 model, and that means it's all fine, easy to use, well laid out, spacious and outdated.
Not only is it similar to the previous model, it's actually very similar to the 2010 model, which is great if you love that one.
Okay. So it's outdated. The good sides still stand. Rear seats are actually pretty spacious for a vehicle of this size.
In fact, this car is one of the few subcompact SUVs that you can get 2 adults in the back without having to perform human origami.
3 adult basketballers would not really like it. Or maybe they would. Why are they so happy?
So back here in terms of practicality, there's no adjustable air vent, which I was kind of expecting you'd have that. You have got cup holders, but no bottle holders.
Now this advanced sound system we tried out, and I have to give it a big tick. I mean, for a car that's lacking in a lot of innovative features, yes, the sound system should make most people pretty happy. Aside from the spaciousness and that sound system, the other best thing in the back is the panoramic sunroof. Not much else to be thrilled about, weirdos. The boot is decently sized for this class, with up to 393 litres of space. With all the seats in use, it beats some of its main competitors.
But equally importantly is the low load lip, which this has, and also nice wide opening.
Now I said up to 393 litres. This is with all the seats up. So what is the scale? Well, if you offer the Exceed,
you get the previously mentioned better sound system, which includes this hefty subwoofer, which actually takes up 50 litres.
The 393 litres are also available only when the rear seat backs are in the upright position. What this means in practice is that based on your preference regarding trim and seat back angle.
That means you get to tailor the size and shape of your boot. That's pretty handy. Now, you might be wondering, can she say any more about the boot? Well, yes I can. So at least you won't be able to say that, we're not thorough.
The rear seats fold 60/40, so you can greatly increase the cargo area. Add to this the non-slope roof and you can actually load significant amounts of bulky cargo in this small body. Safety is where the 2020 ASX got a noticeable upgrade. Even the base model gets loads of features such as forward collision mitigation system, emergency brake assist, hill start assist, active stability and traction control, ABS EBD, brake override system, 2 ISOFIX points, child-proof rear door lock, cruise control, auto dimming rear view mirror, rear view camera, automatic door locking and keyless entry.
Once again, I'm talking about the base trim, and that's standard, so pretty good.
Higher trims like mine get additions such as lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alert, automatic high beam, auto dust sensing headlights, rain sensors, rear parking sensors, smart key and one touch start.
So is the 2020 ASX actually better? It is better than the 2019 model.
But the 2019 was already outdated and fairly similar to the model that's almost 10 years old now.
There are so many subcompact SUVs that offer so much more in every segment except spaciousness and safety.
However, the ASX prices between $25,000 and $36,000, and those are drive-away prices. Also, for anyone not looking for a plush interior or sporty ride from a subcompact SUV, the ASX ticks most of the main boxes.
It's reasonably spacious, sufficiently powerful, and very popular. And despite its shortcomings, I'm sure the ASX is going to have some good sales ahead.
However, this is not going to last long. Either a whole new ASX comes out fast, or it becomes so outdated that sheer inertia of popularity is no longer going to cut the mustard.
Under the new fascia, most of the ideas are from a 10-year-old model, and that's just not going to cut it for long. And thanks again for watching CarTell.tv. So the ASX, have they done enough to keep it in the game, or is it falling behind? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.